This story is true. It was 10:37 when he drove in. Light blue sedan, license number B6394. Bad shape. He barely made it. I took one look. It was our old friends, dirty sludge, sticky valves, gummy rings, blacky carbon. Only one thing to do. I called for Bardol. 10:43, Bardol arrived. He went right to work. Poured 1 quart of Bardol in the crankcase, fed 1 pint of Bardol through the carburetor intake, added 4 ounces of Bardol top oil to the gas tank. At 10:45, we had him on the run. Bardol had done it again. At 10:47, Bardol turned to me and said,
"New customer?"
"Yeah."
"He'll be back."
This is a C-124, the largest transport plane in the Air Force. It's no picnic flying a payload over country like this. And when ice fog moves in over those mountains, then you're heading for trouble. Enter GCA, Ground Control Approach, the eyes of the Air Force, guiding planes to safety in bad weather situations. Every precaution is taken, including an emergency standby generator. Oh, ice fog's really socking in now.
51054, I have you in radar contact. Ceiling is 0. Visibility 1/16 of a mile with ice fog over.
Roger, understand the weather. The ice fog up here is pretty bad. Let's make it good the first time, over.
Perform your final cockpit check. Your gear down and locked, over.
Roger, cockpit check completed. Gear down and locked, 5-4.
Roger, 51054, your final controller.
This is what the boys in the Arctic call a hairy situation. Our C-124 is flying totally blind through a treacherous ice-fogged mountain range, completely dependent upon GCA for its safe landing.
Roger, your heading is 235. You're correcting over to the on course nicely. Your heading is 235. Now right, 3 degrees, heading 238. Over.
Stand by. Power failure. All contact with plane lost. The switch is turned on. The standby emergency generator, dependent on battery power, springs into instant action. The life-saving signal is resumed.
5 miles east of the field. Continue heading 240 at 2,000, over.
Roger, nice approach going tower frequency.
Your heading is 238. You're now over touchdown point. Take over, complete your landing. Roger.
We're home. Another Air Force mission accomplished. No sweat, thanks to GCA. Once the C-124 is safely down, the ground crew rolls out to greet her. Tractors, tow trucks, forklifts, and tankers, all dependent on battery power, gather around the giant bird to unload and service her. Fresh power, dependable power is needed here. Absolutely fresh power, like the Delco dry charge battery. None of its vital power can waste away because this battery comes bone dry. Only when fluid is added does a Delco dry charge battery come to life. Ready for fast starts, dependable performance anywhere, under all conditions. When it's time to replace, make sure you get all the power you paid for. Power that can't get old before it's sold. Delco Dry Charge Battery, made by the Delco Remy division of General Motors. Delco, available through the United Motors system and its independent dealers and distributors.
It's a great new gas lamp, Power Fuel, Speedway 79, Power Fuel, the Esso gas fuel, and surpassing Speedway Power Fuel.
The gas tank's connected to the gas line, the gas line's connected to the fuel pump, the fuel pump's connected to the carburetor, and you get more power from Power Fuel.
Carburetor connected to the intake valves, valves are connected to the cylinder head connected to the cylinder, and you get more mileage from Power Fuel. The cylinder's connected to the piston's connected to the spark plug's connected with the gasoline, and you run much smoother on Power Fuel. Speedway 79, Power Fuel, higher octane, Power Fuel.
yourself connected with Speedway.
Speedway 75.
Fill her up with Esso Extra gasoline. The gasoline that stops cool weather stalling. Fill up with Esso Extra and go!
When new Chevron Supreme gasoline burst on the scene, the American motorist greeted it with rare enthusiasm and exuberance. He digested each amazing fact, gave his undivided attention to each communique. He learned that new Chevron Supreme is a super premium fuel that will deliver all the mileage, all the better performance built into his car. He was drawn irresistibly to the Calso station. Without hesitation, he said,
Fill her up!
And from that moment on, an indivisible bond was formed between the American motorist and this great super premium gasoline. Try Chevron Supreme, a super octane fuel for today's horsepower.
You know, this stuff is great. They ought to advertise it.
Do you have money jitters? Ask the obliging Bank of America for a jar of soothing instant money, M-O-N-E-Y, in the form of a convenient personal loan. Available now at Bank of America.
A man named Jock, his loving wife Mary, and their alarm clock. It failed to go off. My word, what a fuss. Poor Jock overslept and missed his bus. But Mary was ready with the yellow page guide, called a cab, sent him off on his ride. Then she decided to find where to buy some brand name products she wanted to try. She found neighborhood dealers in the yellow page book and went on her way. That's all it took. Down at the office, to Jock's dismay, he saw that his typist was leaving that day. An employment agency he'd used before but forgotten the name of had gals galore. So to find out the name, Jock took a fast look in the time-saving classified telephone book. Meanwhile, back at the ranch house, his mate had looked in the classified and made a date to have the clock. You be smart, too. You're looking for something, here's what to do. Use the yellow pages, the first place to look for anything.
Clothing values are high, and the prices are low.
No.
That's why at Robert Hall, you save on family clothes.
Clothes.
Hi, kids.
Hi, Esso.
Kids, let's all sing the Ked song. If you want shoes with lots of pep, get Keds, kids, Keds. Or bounce and zoom in every step, get Keds, kids, Keds. You'll be a champion with style. You hit that ball a half a mile. They're tough, they last a long, long while. Keds, kids, Keds. There's a pair of smart youngsters. Hi, kids.
Hi, Kidso.
Say, why do you kids wear Keds?
So I can run faster and jump farther.
So I can win more often.
Right. always look for the label big and blue. Kids, kids, kids. That spells out U.S. Kids for you. Kids, kids, kids. Those shockproof arches sure are neat. The right support for growing feet. So be a champion athlete. Kids, kids, kids. Product of United States Rubber.
Some girls think summer means stockings goodbye. If that's your trick, you're an unhip chick. Here's why. She may have spent a fortune on the newest shoe, have twice as many dresses as the others do, though she wears bracelets to hear me up to her ear. A lady isn't dressed unless her legs are too. She may have had her hair done in the latest do. The magazines may say her shape is madly new, though she's sporting a tan that could dazzle a man. A lady isn't dressed unless her legs are too.
See these two portable radios? Well, watch this. Let her go, Betsy. Sorry, friend. You old-style portables have to go. But look at our new RCA Victor portable radio. Came through without a chip. Here's the world's first and only portable radio in the non-breakable impact case. So rugged, it's the only radio case with a 5-year guarantee against chipping, cracking, or breaking in normal use. Of course, a tube might jar loose, but that's easily fixed. The important thing is RCA Victor's non-breakable impact case means no chipping, no cracking, no breaking. And hear that tone. It's RCA Victor's great golden throat sound. See the world's only portables with the non-breakable impact case as low as $27.95 at your RCA Victor dealer.
Can a watch survive the Niagara Falls test? Attached to this heavily weighted ball, can this watch take the full impact of the rocks and rapids? It's going over, watch it, down into that raging torrent, buffeted and jolted by the force of that terrific current. And here it is, still ticking away, the world's greatest watch value.
I'm Lyle Van, I'm a newscaster, and I covered this Niagara Falls story. This is the watch.
The 17-jewel BULOVA clipper, handsome, rugged, in the charm and color of natural gold. Winds automatically with just the slightest motion of your wrist. It's anti-magnetic and features this handsome expansion band. Now the BULOVA clipper is yours to try for 2 entire weeks before you pay 1 cent. Yours on the easiest of terms. Complete price from only $49.50.
Now let's pause a moment and turn to our Westinghouse program again. Balancing act.
Watch it, look out. Uh-oh, there it goes. But emptying messy drip pans is just part of your job when you're defrosting an old-fashioned refrigerator. First, you have to remove all the frozen foods, and then you have to chip or melt away all the frost. It's such a messy job, and so unnecessary, too, when you own this wonderful new Westinghouse refrigerator. It always keeps itself frost-free. Yes. Somebody's playing games. Well, ordinarily, it's completely automatic. There's never anything that you have to do. And the secret is inside here. Yes. I think we've left off the current. At any rate, inside, there is a magic counter button, and it's the sign of the frost-free system. You never have to worry about it. You never have to touch it. you never have to defrost the freezer or the refrigerator. And here's why. You see, there's a little magic counter button up here, and every time you open and close the door, a small amount of frost enters by the warm, moist air. And when the door has been opened and closed enough times, that is about 60 times, well, the magic counter button sends a signal that starts the frost-free system to work. You see, the door opens completely automatically, and it wipes every trace of frost away. Why, even the defrost water evaporates automatically. And you see this magic counter button? You never have to touch it. It does the whole job automatically. And here's something else. Ordinarily, you never have to touch this button here. You see? Just a touch of the elbow. Right, it does it. And the magic opener opens it for you. Believe me, that's mighty handy when your hands are full of food. And just look at all the room you have in this huge refrigerator. Now, this freeze chest holds up to 56 pounds of frozen food. That's a 2-week supply for the average family. And listen, your old refrigerator right now is worth a lot more than you think, and your dealer will give you a great big trade-in allowance on your old refrigerator when you buy any new Westinghouse. So see him tomorrow, won't you? And remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
Right now, something never before attempted on television. An amazing test of automatic washers right here in our studio. Here's Betty Furness with the trial of the washers.
Yes, tonight you're going to see a trial of 4 of America's leading automatic washers, including the Westinghouse laundromat, to see just how well they wash and rinse your clothes. These 4 ladies are 4 leading club women from the New York State and New York City Federation of Women's Clubs, and they're here to represent you, to make sure that each machine gets an absolutely fair trial. They are in no way connected with Westinghouse, its dealers, or its advertising agency. They are Mrs. Olin Grantham, Mrs. Kenneth Strayer, Mrs. Donald Naggs, and Mrs. Arthur Kramer. Now, ladies, would you each check the inside of your washer to make sure it's completely clean? And then next, you'll find beside you 6 white bath towels, 2 cups of dirty sand, and some detergent. Now, if you would load those towels into the machine, and as you do, shake each one out to make sure that it's clean. Of course, the ladies can see, and you can't, that 3 of these machines are the automatic center post agitator type of washers. Now, they're all brand new models, and they're all so well known that, in all fairness, we've masked them off. Of course, the 4th is the new Westinghouse laundromat with the revolving agitator. Towels all in, ladies? All in. Good. Now, would you toss in those 2 cups of dirty sand, and that will represent the heavy dirt that you find in so many of your clothes, and then toss in the detergent after that. And then, if you'll be good enough to close the washers, and when they're all closed, if you'll start them. All going? Fine. Now, would you please all stand right by your washer until the full cycle is completed? And that way you, and you too, will be able to see exactly how well each washer gets that dirty sand out of the towel. Watch for the outcome at the end of the next act.
And now, back to our dramatic test of the washers in our live television studio and the verdict.
Earlier in the show, you saw the beginning of a trial of 3 center post agitator automatic washers and the new Westinghouse revolving agitator washer. Well, now each of these machines has finished its wash and rinse cycle, and our 4 club women from the New York State and New York City Federation of Women's Clubs are ready to unload them. So why don't we go see? Let's start with Mrs. Strayer. Mrs. Strayer, would you open your machine and take out some of the towels and open them up so we can have a good look at them? Right there. Ooh.
Wow.
Now, as you all saw, each of these machines was loaded with 6 towels, 2 cups of dirty sand, and some detergent. kind of a mess, wouldn't you say,
Why,
Mrs. Strayer?
Betty, these towels are just covered with sand.
They really
and
are.
the bottom of the tub is full of sand.
Look at that. I don't think you'd like your wash to come out like that, would you, Mrs. Strayer?
I should say
I
not.
wouldn't either. Now, let's check our second agitator washer. Mrs. Nagg, would you do the same thing? Would you take your towels out and open them up so we can have a look at them?
They're dirtier than Mrs. Strayer's.
They are not a bit clean, are they? They just look terrible. I don't think we need to check the bottom of your machine for sand because I think it's all safely lodged in the towels, don't you?
All over everything.
Now, why don't we have a look at our third center post agitator machine? Mrs. Kramer, let's see if you did any better. Would you take your towels out, please, one at a time? And let's see how they look.
Oh, look at all that sand in that towel.
That is not attractive, is it?
I should say not.
And there's still sand in that, too.
Look
and
at,
how about
look at that.
Yes, that seems even worse. How about
I
the bottom
think
of your machine? Is there any loose down there?
I think it...
Yes,
definitely.
there
Look
certainly
at all
is.
that.
Well, now, I have a suggestion. Why don't we all go and take a look at the towels that are coming out of the Westinghouse laundromat? Now, you ladies have all seen with your very own eyes just how much sand each of these center post agitator machines left in the towels. Mrs. Grantham, let's have a look at your towels, may we?
Oh, they look wonderful.
Look at that.
Oh, look at how lovely and
Isn't
white
that
is.
beautiful and clean?
Beautiful.
And another one just as clean.
Isn't that wonderful?
Each one, there's not a grain of sand.
Isn't that wonderful?
I must say I'm very impressed myself.
They are.
They all look simply wonderful. Well, now, Mrs. Grantham, I have a clean cloth here. I wonder if you would just wipe out the inside of the laundromat.
One more.
Look at that. Not a trace of sand. Well, now, ladies, you've all watched this test. We've all seen it right from beginning to end together, and you know it was completely fair and impartial, and I think I can see that you're pretty impressed with our laundromat.
Very much so.
I want to thank each of you so much for coming with us tonight.
Good night, you. Good night, Betty.
Good night. And as for you ladies at home, if you're in the market for an automatic washer, I'd like to suggest that you go to your Westinghouse dealer and ask him to let you see this dramatic sand test yourself. I'm sure you'll agree that the new Westinghouse laundromat with the revolving agitator will wash and rinse your clothes much better than old-fashioned center post agitator washers. And for the best in laundry equipment or any appliance, remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
This is a story of an industry in action.
Gonna take me a press, gonna take me some steel, gonna take my two hands and build an automobile.
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour? Ask the people of Dodge.
Put in a rivet and a welded and a look alive. Wait till you see this baby drive.
What makes an engine go? Is it stock and steel and copper tubing, or infinite care and experience with men and women working together to bring metals alive?
Turn her out, Henry! Turn her out, Joe! We'll put her together, then watch her go!
Heads up, she's coming down. 2 months ago, 3 tons of unmined ore. Today, a designer's idea come to life.
Put a brand new body on a brand new frame. Tighten her up and give it a name. Call it a dot.
It's a proud name. Proud in tradition, proud in service. Swift and mighty in action.
I took me a press, I took me some steel, I took my two hands and built an automobile. I built a Dodge, I built a
There's a road that lies under northern skies toward the land of the midnight sun. It crosses the crest of the great Northwest, and it's known as the ALGAN Run. And from Dawson's Creek with a task force fleet of the 57 line, we'd blaze the way for Chevrolet to conquer the ALGAN grind. Our engines were sealed, our tanks were sealed, for once we were underway, every mile of that ride would be certified by the seal of the AAA. Cameo Carrier 57, 1-ton panel 57, dump body tandem axle, van panel body low cab forward, 5-speed transmission tractor trailer Powermatic, the trucks of the task force fleet.
A great new champ in every weight, the mighty six, a great new weight. No other truck so up to date as Chevrolet, the champion of them all.
Fighting dust, fighting time on that long northern climb. Alone against all nature's might, these trucks made by Chevy, light, medium, heavy, roared into the wilderness night. The lightning flashed, the hailstorm crashed, the rain turned the road to paste. We drove our band through that washed-out land up into the Yukon waste.
The night is gone and here's the dawn, the motor's humming clear and strong. The great new champs are pushing on for Chevrolet, the champion of them all.
So we made our push through the Arctic bush on that ribbon of mountainous road, and we held our stride on that rugged ride in spite of the heavy load. Our matic transmission locked in position, no shifting from drive to low, proving by test that Chevy is best wherever a truck can go.
We've got the power beneath the hood to send the pace no other could. We're out to tame the great Northwood for Chevrolet, the champion of them all.
There were rivers to span with our caravan, and the valleys were wide and deep. Though the way was hard, with hydraulic retard, we held where the grades were steep. Statistics say at the AAA it's a 72-hour drive, but we roared down into Fairbanks town in less than 45.
Champs of the ALGAN Run.
If you haul loads over all kinds of roads, Chevy trucks are #1. They're engineered best and proven by test, the champs of the ALGAN Run.
Task Force 57 Chevrolet trucks are here. Task Force 57 Chevrolet, champs of the ALGAN Run.
But then, there's another handy way to get around and have fun doing it. The Renault Dauphine, the car made in France to make driving fun again. Balloons, please. Now, there's lots to talk about, so let's make the camera go fast. Watch for the fun car with the balloons. First, see the Dauphine's maneuverability in traffic. Look how it gets around and how it corners. Special axle design does that. And see how it accelerates and climbs. Driving economy gets up to 40 miles a gallon. Parking? The big car couldn't get in the space. But watch this. With the Renault Dauphine, everybody's an expert. Lots of room for you to park inside. Handy as roller skates and twice the fun. Even has a city horn and a country horn. That's the Renault Dauphine. At any of 600 coast-to-coast sales, service, and parts headquarters. Won't you try it?
About the crazy new way to send a message today. It's flashed on a screen too quick to see, but still you get it subliminally. Put on your specs, pull up your chair, and see if you can see what's coming.
Some car, huh, folks? That was the 59 Chevy just then.
All new, all over again.
In case you missed it going by,
We're gonna give you all another try. See it? Now bet you've seen the new Chevrolet.
in a somewhat subliminal way.
We hope that you'll place your order right now
For the 59 Chevy.
Here's how. Just go see your Chevrolet dealer right now.
The 59 Chevy's due out Thursday, October 16th. But you can get the details and place your order in advance.
So come right in
And right away
to your Chevrolet dealer.
For Chevrolet.
See it?
If it's happened once, it's happened 1,000 times. What a gal. What a night. What a car. The new Chevrolet.
see, fun to drive, fun to buy. The new Chevrolet.